Fencing. My neighbor has a fence that was put up by the previous owner 10 years ago. It's turning green and it wobbles because the previous neighbor got the cheapest fence he could get, so he could put up a fence because he is not that he just disliked people, but he didn't want their dogs roaming in his yard and leaving something behind. I've always had cats, so they're a thing. But he put up this fence and he has this thing, and it's all wobbling because it has basically the everything on the bottom is all rotten in that thing. And I come across there and I say, let me put in a pulse, and I'm using heavy oak, stuff that's being thrown out. They're the stuff that usually is shipped with pipes in it. Well, I have some of these, and I put them in the ground by one of them, and I threw a rope over my thing that's sturdy and over his fence and basically pulled it so it stays straight up. I told him that your whole fence was not made with pressure treated lumber. It was made with, on that thing, he got the cheapest stuff. And now what's going to happen is you may have to replace it. Or even better is do what I do, go get yourself a pre-treated lumber here, 2x4s, if you can't get the bigger ones, and then bolt them to get a layer of paint them, and then stick them together and bolt them together and stick them in the ground, and that's what you can use. And he says, "Oh, I won't think about it." Well, it's the other neighbor next door happens to have one of these other fences too, and it's I've put down a couple beams on his thing, and I told him what you do is now you basically drill a hole and bolt the stuff together. And he says, what's going to happen? And it says, it's going to cave in because you have the fence, you got the space here, which previous owner filled in with rocks and crunchy redwood, and then they have the sidewalk, and eventually the whole thing is going to pull out. So, what can I do? You could put brick down there, raise it up to a certain level, up to the sidewalk. It doesn't bother me. And then take your fence and just put it on that side. He said, well, it's be on your property. I says, it doesn't make any difference. And break up your area. Go get blocks. And the interfacing blocks, you can throw maybe a little cement on these interfacing spots. Of course, they're glue, industrial glue, Gorilla glue. And that thing, and you get through that thing, and sooner or later, all this stuff here on my side of the thing, I'm very likely going to get rid of it. Nobody ever comes back here and sees it anyway. No wonder nobody wants to see back here. Well, you shouldn't have the stuff back here. I remind them that you moved into my neighborhood. I didn't move into yours. You had a good chance to look at this fence when you bought the property, and this cord of wood back here. Oh, what does the city say? You get rid of my thing, I want 20 other buildings other people to make sure they're not burning wood. Say, yeah, it does make a difference. Hey, if push comes to shove, I will do this, okay? I told my neighbor, I will do this. This property will be sold, and they will put up one of those, house across the street, here. And you know what happens at a 2-story, big 2, maybe possibly 3 stories up. Everything west of your windows becomes dark. Think about that. Well, you look at the house across the street being in the foundation across the street. You look at that. They're going to put up a 3,000 square foot house there. Just looking at the foundation. Yeah. 2-car garage. That's going to be a 2-car garage sitting there, and it's going to be 2 stories high with a roof. And the people in that little ranch house are going to look south, and they're going to see a big wall blocking their blocking your yard, literally speaking. They get to sit out there on their patio and look at a brick wall. They sold it, you know. But yeah, pre-treated wood. I gotta remember that anything you scrap you left over, I'd be glad to burn.